Army, we have a three-tiered structure as far as the operations are concerned. One is the corps, that is the higher level, then you come on to the division, and then finally you come on to the brigade. Now we have a triangular organization in the Army, so a corps is supposed to have 3 divisions and then 3 brigades below it. However, at the operational level in general, it is found that it is the brigade which is the most active operational group which is being activated from time to time. The division is seldom activated, though in the Bangladesh operations we did carry out divisional sized operations, but in recent years it is only the brigade which has been the operational maneuver group, as they call it, technically speaking, which is being used as what I would say a force for decision making as far as the operations are concerned. Now if that be the case, the second aspect or the second advantage which we have got today is the communications. Today the proliferation of the communication is such that a commander at the high apex level, he can control a large number of forces than what he could do earlier. Previously the principle was 1:3, that a commander could only control 3 down the chain, or rather 3 elements of his group. But today, due to the communication, he is able to control more than 3, and I think that is where the advantage has come, where the operational and the communications, if you combine both these, a corps commander today, he can very well command and control the brigades groups, and that's where I think the transformation is coming in, where the command and control as well as the operational point of view facilitation has led to this change which is being envisaged. Now this is a change which is not unique to India. This is a change which has been carried out in the United States. This is a change in fact which has been carried out by China as well. So that is the rationale behind the entire story of the integrated battle groups.
A flexible organization which will be based on the task and the terrain, which will have a flexible number, 4 to 6 infantry units, mechanized infantry units, or the tank regiments, that is armored regiments, along with the supporting elements going with it. You know, in many operations that we've seen, certain shortcomings have come to light. So basically, so far we have had defensive formations and offensive formations with almost the same organization, except that the number of units may have differed, in the brigades, etc. Now, IBGs, on the other hand, are now supposed to be made into manageable battle groups, much more manageable battle groups, wherein these with 4 to 6 combat units and support units all combined to carry out joint operations, mainly offensive, although it has not been stated in documents so far whether IBGs will also be defensive formations, but obviously it lends to understanding that these are going to be offensive operations. And so their organization will be different in deserts, in plains, in mountains, on the western borders and in the northern borders. So I think it is one of the major reorganizations of the Indian Armed Forces since the mountain divisions came about after '62 war. And this is an organization which holds promise to make the army units more responsive, army formations more responsive to the requirements of combat.
The future would be from no war, no peace situation. It means conventional and unconventional will get merged. Let's look at the line of control. Virtually every day there are ceasefire violations. There are attempts to send armed people across to India to harm our people and our property. To that extent, it should be taken as if an aggression by armed people from across the LC is being persecuted against India. And we should accept this as the status of no war, no peace. Now, should this get escalated, or there is another act of terror which should be construed as an act of war, then the trigger for conventional war will take place. The second guidance the same doctrine gives is that the space for conduct of conventional war has been squeezed by conducting low intensity conflict on the lower end, and then talking of irrationality and early use of irrational use of nuclear power. So there are two factors. That is, the window for executing conventional operations has reduced, and secondly, the unconventional operation may lead to conventional. As such, we had to create certain organization which be fast, rapid, and will be able to create conditions which would meet the political objective.